Hello, welcome to this podcast. My name is Beatrice Marse, and today I'm here to celebrate with you the 2-year anniversary of the release of my first album. Yeah. So, yeah, I have to do it. I wasn't too sure. I was thinking about it 2 days ago, and then this morning when I got up, I would say a feed from Instagram. I was looking for the word, saying that last year I did a post on my Instagram account, and it was on that day to celebrate the first year of the release of my first album. Now, one more year, so 2019. Yes, now I'm here to celebrate the 2-year anniversary. So it was the first album was released on April 25th, 2017. It was called Delirium Tremens, and I have to celebrate it because I think I've said it before on this podcast, but because today it is the anniversary, I'm gonna say it again. When I released that album on that day, I think something like 2 or 3 days earlier on, I had decided to actually release it on some streaming platform. Basically, the way it was done, when I started, I said, actually it was at the beginning of the year, so it only took me something like 3 months to actually write the whole thing. So when I started to write, I said to myself, well, I felt like I had to do it again. So I said to myself, just go and do it and see what's going to happen. And as usual, you're going to keep it and you're going to listen to it. And maybe if someone you know wants to listen to some of the tracks, you're going to do just that. But that was about it. Up to 3 or 4 days before the release, where I decided, 3 or 4 days before the official release, I did not do anything about it. And then one day I just got up. It was around, like, as I said, 3 or 4 days before, and I said, well, just release it. Just go on the internet and see how you can release an album. If it's possible, you'll do it. And I thought, actually, I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do it, so I just surfed, found the sites, and I realized that the only thing that could prevent me to actually release this album was my bank account, the money on my bank account. So check my bank account. I had enough money on my bank account because I was broke, and I'm still broke as usual, and trying to be better, but you know. And check my bank account, I had the money on my account, so I said to myself, you do it. It was just a split minute. I said to myself, just release it. That's it. Yeah. So I thought that maybe the service will not take my MP3 tracks, and the sound quality was not going to be good, so they will reject it. But it just went through. I paid the money and just went through. And 3 days later, sort of thing, and I think it took them something like 48 hours, because I think yeah, it's a really short period of time. On the 23rd, I must have uploaded all of the tracks, and something like 2 days afterward, 48 hours later, the album was live on those different platforms. I was like, wow, as easy as that. And I waited such a long time to do it, and it is as easy as that. So, and I didn't, as I said before, this album was meant just to exist and nothing else. So in terms of quality, I know there's a lot of mistakes on it, but and then I've got an hearing problem. So, well, you know. So yeah. Now I'm getting used to the problem I have, so I can more or less work with it. But at the beginning, basically, I had to take off my hearing. I have actually to take off my hearing aids to actually record. That's the best I can do. So yeah, that was a split decision, and here it is. And 2 years later, I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying. 2 years later, I've written like officially 6 albums. 5 you can actually find on your favorite streaming platform, but the sixth one, the sixth album, I've just finished it last night, and it was going to be a short one, and it took me, and I've done that in only 2 years time, and I have to say some tracks are not on the albums. They basically went straight to the vault, between quotes. Some tracks that I won't be, I don't feel like I will release anytime soon. And from memory, I think there's gonna be 3 or 4. I'm not sure about that. And then there's those all those tracks that I started, but I said I can't be bothered with the whole thing, so just leave it. So there it is, 2 years down the line, and somehow I need to pinch myself to realize to make sure that I'm not living in a dream. I'm not living in an alternate reality. And and as I said I have to celebrate, and the same, I think the same way I will keep celebrating those April 25th. If one of my tracks just blows away, I have to celebrate the day actually that track blows away. Saying that, as I said before, if you used to my podcast, I said many times that I'm not the type of person who's going to promote a single. I rather like kind of, between quotes, promote my albums, because the way I write is that I usually go with a theme, and the album is a theme, and I don't know how to explain it, but if you know some artists, you might understand what I'm saying. But I know I have to start an album, and I know I have to finish it. That's all I can say. And in between, things are happening, and I'm more or less pleased with it. And obviously, if I'm releasing the album, is that the whole thing, I'm usually pleased with the whole thing. But yes, it starts with a need deep inside me that I need to put out. And as I said, well, sometimes I just know that's the end of the album. So down the line, 2 years, 6 albums. If you had told me that a few years ago, like something like even 3 years ago, and to be honest with you, I was done with recording anything at all. I haven't done anything for many years, and somewhere in December 2016, I said to myself, I have to start again. I have to do it. A voice inside me said to me, you have to do it on one more time. And what happened in between mid-December 2016 and April 2017 was like, if you had told me before, prior to that it would happen, I would have said to you, stop messing around with me. It's not possible. It's not gonna happen. But here I am today. I'm doing a podcast on it, and I'm just pleased. And I have to say that this album, to me, is a success, because I'm always working with the fact that 1 is better than 0. So to me, it's a real success. Straight from the get-go, YouTube picked up, put some all of my tracks on various artist playlists, which is good. And which is even better is that my track stayed more than a week on those playlists, and within a week I had 3 or 4 songs we were actually listened to. So it's only a couple, 1 or 2 listeners on each song. But as I said before, I'm pleased. It's not people who know me. I haven't sent anybody to actually listen to my tracks. It's just happening organically, and I like it. I'm just pleased with it. So I can't complain. I'm very much pleased with the album, and I guess maybe it's the name of my last album, Unleash Your Pen. It just is. It just says it all, and now I can say that it is the end of a phase, and yes, I can actually say I have truly unleashed the pain. That's all I can say, and I'm pleased with it because there's, as I said to you, I'm not promoting the single, but there's one platform that are used by independent artists. The only thing I don't like with this platform that you have to pay. I'm kind of worried about that kind of platform. But I'm actually using the free plan. I have to say, so I had to promote one single. So for my last album in Japan, I took the single called "Writing on the Wall," and I have to say that on the first week, I made a big bang. From my standard, because on the first week I had 20 listeners, and right now there are people coming back to listen to the tracks, and so it's to me it's a success. Something I wasn't kind of expecting, even though I like that track very, very much. That's what I can say. So yeah, I'm not doing that podcast to brag. I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying, and I have to say, I'm just saying because, as I said to you, sometimes I need to pinch myself to actually realize that yeah, this is real, this is happening, and whatever will come. That's what I can say. Well, it's yeah, I was dreaming about it for many years, and suddenly it happened. I took a decision. Well, all I have to say right now, I was brave enough and courageous enough to say, okay, this is the work. I've done it. To me, it's art. To me, it's good enough because I wanted to express something, and I feel like I've expressed it through 5 albums that you know, and the 6 on the way. And it's good enough for people to listen to them if they actually want to do it. And I'm just like blown away by the whole thing. Yes, it feels like a dream somehow. So I'm gonna leave you to these few words. I want to say thank you for listening to my albums. If you're a fan and you come in to listen to this podcast. Thank you if you are interested to actually take your time to go and listen to some of the tracks after listening to this podcast. Thank you very much. And yeah, a 2-year anniversary, just like yeah, it's actually 2 years of a dream coming true. Yeah, that's what I can say. Till then, I hope you'll come back to listen to my my other future podcast. And well, take care. Bye.